Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh. All right, y'all, full story on the snorkel hinkle craziness. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and shout out to all of y'all who supported me, encouraged me about this situation, and felt that vomit emoji feeling of losing a big bait instead of laughing at me. 10 cast in, casting off a hinkle, ridiculous, and honestly embarrassing. I felt super embarrassed, and I shared it with you guys, and y'all were super I'm sorry, y'all were super sympathetic to my situation, and a lot of you guys had been there before, but you know, I just want to say thanks for the encouragement, or this video would have never happened. I definitely had given up on the bait, but I'll tell you all the full story here. Just amazed at kind of the series of events that happened that led to this, but I'm honestly amazed that I got it in those conditions. So just want to appreciate it. Just wanted to say thank you. If you oh, I got my long johns on. Just want to say thank you for the support and the encouragement. It means a lot. You know, I would have never gotten this bait back, so I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching and following along. As I said in another clip, is maybe I shouldn't do big bait guiding. Maybe I should do, you know, big bait recovery program. I'm going to dive for somebody else's Depths 250 tomorrow, I think. So seems to be a trend. You know, people cast off big baits. It just happens. However, I was very embarrassed about my 10 casts in, losing hinkle trout, which I've been super stoked to receive after probably 4 or 5 years. So hope you enjoy the video, and follow along as this ridiculous story. Here, and it was in a spot where, you know, I don't know, I knew some big bass were way in the past, but I have not caught any big bass around there lately. But I did a soft lob cast, and my reel just spun out of control. It was this reel right here. This is an Isis Akuma 30-pound P-line, and it just spun out, and then the line snapped in the reel. It didn't snap anywhere near the line tie. I know some of y'all are gonna comment like, why are you tying it straight to there? So comment away on all the things that I do wrong. Also, the fins came off here, but that's gonna get fixed. I'm getting a new set, and this didn't have time to cure, so it's gonna get repainted a little bit. But this is the reel that did the damage. Leave in the comments below, first of all of my just disorganization, and if you want to make fun of my rat, you know, I got some cool stuff over there. Part of, you know, the main thing for fishing is fun. That's the main importance to me. So a lot of times my situation might be disorganized, and to me that means I'm having fun. I'm not the one that's straight perfect, everything, you know, OCD, has to be organized. In fact, I'm the opposite of that. However, I don't believe that led to me casting off this hinkle trout. Quick backstory, I wanted this hinkle for probably 4 years, or maybe actually longer. We're in 2021, probably 5 or 6 years now. I've wanted to get my hands on a hinkle, and finally this spring it all came together. I got Andrew, he emailed, or you know, emailing him, and I got a blank, and you know, here comes this hinkle. And 10 cast in, we're dealing with that bait going soaring. So if you saw my Instagram, and shout out to everybody on my Instagram that gave me so much encouragement to get the bait, and actually sympathizing with the emotion of when you cast off a bait like that. Everybody was doing the vomit emoji, or the nauseous emoji, or the sickening sickness emoji, which is what I felt. It wasn't funny at all. Now, in the past, I have laughed when people cast off baits, including myself. I think it's kind of a funny thing. Like, you're sitting there just trying to fish and you cast off something you like. I don't know, maybe that's a twisted dark humor, but it was, you know, typically funny to me. I've laughed at my friends who've cast off Huddlestons back in the day. You know, I have wild stories where I set the hook, my reel came off the seat, it snapped in the line, I lost the rod and the bait, and the only thing I had left was the reel. Ryan Tony will attest to that. That's a real story that happened. However, I feel like I had the right equipment except this reel spazzed, and so it went out in 14 to 16 feet of water. I put the trolling motor on high, just went straight over to it, tried to landmark it. There was no perfect landmark, but I could get the general area. And you'll see in the video where I'm snorkeling of me coming up with it in my hand. The first day, it felt like there was no way I could get it based on the depth. And clearing my nose and snorkeling, I had not done a lot of diving deep, and I haven't scuba dived, but I am a good swimmer. I don't get tired. I can swim long distances. But going back to the spot the next day, it was really windy. It was hard to keep position of the boat. You know, okay, some people are going to comment spot lock, and that's fine, but I still wasn't sure of where it was. The wind was making it cold. We had, you know, I had talked to a scuba diver who was saying you probably need a wetsuit. Scuba diving, by the way, they charge too much to make it worth it. So they have a minimum of 3 hours, and it's expensive per hour. So I was getting a lot of comments from you guys about magnets, and I really didn't understand how that worked. And I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I could get my magnet close enough to the bait. And maybe I could have, maybe I couldn't have. I just didn't know how it worked. I'm ignorant to a lot of this stuff. You know, I'm ignorant to a lot of things. I really just throw all that type of stuff to the side and just focus on catching fish and trying to catch fish. And you'll be surprised at the amount of stuff I'm ignorant on when it comes to fishing. So I hadn't heard about the magnet. It didn't make sense to me that it could possibly get it in that amount of water, but you guys were sure about it. But it felt like I wasn't gonna get it. So first day, I went to Walmart, got a swimming pool handle that went down to 16 feet for a net, and then I gorilla duct taped my 6 foot Bass Pro net, and I just scraped bottom for probably about an hour and just came up with nothing. It felt really futile. At that point, I had a memorial service for my hinkle. I was thinking there's no way that I was gonna see her again, and I was literally you know, sorry for your loss type situation. Best wishes, warmest regards. I'll never see you again. So yeah, at that point I just let it go and gave up on it. A couple days later, I came to the same lake, and it was glass out. It was just glass. There was no wind. It was cloudy, but I went out to fish, and instead of fishing, something just said, go try again. Go just jump in that water and just see if you can clear your ears and get down to that 15 feet. So I I went over, and for some reason I just had this strong, and shout out again to you guys, shout out. Your encouragement probably would not, this story would not be happening. I was just like, everybody kept saying I could do it, I could do it, I could do it. Go snorkel, go swim, go dive for it. My parents were like, hey, clear your ears. They used to be really good snorkelers. I'm embarrassed that I barely ever went under 8 feet of water. Just because of the ear thing, because I was a little okay, so here's another story. Is I was scared of getting vertigo. So vertigo, my dad got vertigo from diving a lot, snorkeling a lot. My dad got vertigo, and so I was a little paranoid about diving that deep, and so that was part of the reason I was hesitant to dive that deep and feel like I wouldn't be able to stay down and hold my breath long enough at 15 feet to get the bait. I felt like it was a futile mission because the visibility is what really iced it for me. It was only 3 to 4 feet. So I was like, by the time I get down to 15 feet, how much time am I going to have to really look around? And with the cold temperatures as well, it feels like you have less time. But that day that I went out, I just felt a sense of like determination, and that I'm gonna dive straight down and get it. So I go over there, it's dead calm. I don't have a bathing suit, but I have long johns under whatever I'm wearing. I stripped down to my long johns because there's a road nearby. I wasn't gonna go full nude for you guys. And I just dove straight in and went straight to the bottom, and I cleared, and I was amazed at how quickly I was able to get to the bottom, and I could see the bottom. But so I was literally getting the expectation, I'm going to find this bait in like 5 seconds. Okay, well, an hour goes by. Still diving. At this point, I've seen that there's a man-made brush pile with tires and logs, and it could be anywhere inside of that. So I was having to dig through this underwater brush pile, and then also there was a grassy area where it could have submerged into. So I really thought it was futile at this point. An hour had gone by. So I rest for about 30 minutes getting my breath, because diving down 15 feet and swimming that much, it'll wear you out. And so I repositioned the boat where I was. I recreated where I was when I snapped the bait off. So I put the boat right where I had made the cast. I remembered that landmark really well. That landmark of where, because you'll never forget the moment you see your hinkle go flying through the air. And so I recreated, I got to where it snapped off. And so I said, I'm gonna dive down. At that spot, it was only 7 feet. So I was like, I'm gonna start at 7 feet and swim in the direction of where I casted. And so the second round, now this is the second round, an hour had passed, 30 minutes of rest, go back down there, and then go down. Don't see it the first time, but I noticed that I'm in new terrain, of course. I've gotten down about 10, 11 feet, and there's a log that I hadn't seen, there's stuff that I haven't seen, but the bottom's overall clear. And okay, come up for breath. At this point, I'm holding my breath longer. I guess I just have the confidence to do it longer. Second dive down, I'm just going really fast, back and forth, zigzagging the land. And I'm at 15 feet, 14 feet, 16 feet. It's on like a slope. And I'm just, frantically going down because I really have a feeling I'm in the right spot. And I go out down deep to like 16 feet. And then I swim, paddle really fast. And then I go to my left up to 15 feet. And there, all of a sudden, like my eyes, like as wide as they would be if all of a sudden I'm scuba diving and I see a great white shark. I say that because all of a sudden I saw the hinkle resting on the bottom, and at first I did think it was a fish, but it didn't move. And so then I just grabbed it and my eyes went wide as dinner plates. I was out of my mind stoked. I came up to the surface holding it above the water and started screaming, like screaming like as loud as I possibly could. And there were neighbors on their docks that were startled, and I started screaming, $300 lure, you know, like, I got it. And actually the first 3 words I screamed was, I got her. Just ecstatic feeling that honestly, I don't know if I'll feel, maybe if I can get a 10-pound bass, I'll feel that way again, but it's just a feeling you can't describe of joy. I mean, unreal. I started just screaming, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I got her. So I got her in the boat. There'll be some footage of me snorkeling with it, and just my feelings in the very aftermath. I made some phone calls to some people, told them what happened. People were celebrating for me. But another shout out to everybody on Instagram that's been with me and supporting me, and that has felt that feeling of losing a bait before. I'm actually gonna go help somebody that lost a Depths 250. I'm gonna go snorkel for them. So maybe this should be my new career. Instead of big bait guiding, is big bait finding. You know, I don't know, maybe there's money in that, but we'll see. Anybody that is out there supporting me, I really appreciate it, because you guys, I don't know, I was expecting a lot of people to make fun of me, because, you know, it's embarrassing to cast off a hinkle that you just got and you've been anticipating forever. So shout out to you guys that didn't laugh, that vomited with me. I mean, ooh, ooh, you know, the Dumb and Dumber gagging emoji, you know, Lloyd Christmas. That's how I felt. I was nauseous. I don't think I ate that night. But I just want to say thank you guys for that. And again, this was absolutely a crazy story. I've been diving an hour and a half in about 15 feet of water. Not good clarity. The water was stirred up. The sun going in and out, not really. Only probably seeing 3 feet. I just started scouring the area. She was not where I thought she was exactly. Oh my God, there was some deep grass and man-made brush piles that was making it harder. And I just kept trying different areas. An hour and a half, exhausted. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. I never thought I'd see this bait again. 15 feet of water, just pushing it. I'm a good swimmer, but I hadn't done a lot of diving. Oh my God. Which, ironically, these flippers were in my boat. Bait recovery program. Feeling on top of the world right now. I honestly am grateful and humble. Also, I'm still gathering my breath. When I came up on it, I was just going left and right, deep in water, 15 feet to 13 feet. And I was just going left and right, trying to see as much as I could. It was really brown and silty, could not see much. I was paddling super fast, trying to cover water while I was down there. And then all of a sudden, I saw this. I actually thought it was a fish, but it didn't move from me. And I just grabbed it immediately, and because I was at the end of my breath. And it was just, there's not a feeling that you can really recreate. Like this was a unique experience. If you're diving for a hinkle and you actually get it after, you know, an hour and a half probably thinking you're never gonna see it again. It's a joyful feeling, a feeling that you don't really, there is no other feeling like it, really. Oh my God. Shout out to y'all that have given me that, everybody on my Instagram that gave me encouragement to dive for it, to throw magnets. To be honest, I really appreciated that, telling me not to give up on this bait, and nobody was laughing at me, although maybe behind the scenes there's a couple people that were, but everybody was sad for me. Everybody was vomiting like I was vomiting, nauseous. I am going to have to do something about the reel that did this to me. I did a soft lob cast and it just spun out of control. So anyway, but shout out to you guys. I really, honestly, everybody was telling me to dive for it and all their different suggestions, and I honestly was thinking no way in 14-15 feet of water that I was gonna get this bait back.